Hey Sarah, thank you for taking the time to be willing to share your experience. Got a couple questions for you just to talk about how your experience was with We Are Career in our program. So, first question for you. Before you got started with us, what was your situation?
So I am a US citizen living in a European country. At the time, I was working for a Hungarian company. The work was good. The pay was good by Hungarian standards, but it was significantly less than what I had been making previously at my US companies that I had worked for. So I was really just looking to find something that would be willing to accommodate my location situation that was a little closer to what I was used to making back home in the US.
Got it. And since that situation happened, like now you were in a different country, you were making, good money in their standards, but you know that okay, you have a lot of US experience. Maybe you could leverage getting a US role and arbitrage the market, the differences, right? So that'd be a good position to be in. So when you did eventually start applying for jobs or reaching out to your network, how was your progress there?
So before I came to you, is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So before I found We Are a Career, I had been working with a resume writer whom I had used for the previous 15 years. And I would say for the past maybe 12 to 13 of those years, she always got me, I always got an in, any job that I applied to, I'd always hear back from. I'd usually at least, get a first round interview, if not an offer. And then, 2022, 23, kind of, from then on, it was just like nothing. Like I was getting nothing. And I know, there's a lot that's changed with the market and everything, but I just started to wonder too if, maybe it's not time to find someone else who's maybe a little bit more up to speed and, has more of their finger on the pulse of what's actually happening in the market that I'm specifically searching in, which is something that I thought you guys executed beautifully. So.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So,
Mhm.
before you joined us as well, what kind of signals did you get apart from just seeing that we would be able to, because we purely focus on the US markets, right? Beyond that signal, what gave you the confidence that we could be a good partner for you?
So I had been doing a little bit of research just online, and of course, on your websites, and then seeing what else is out there and other review sites. I had found a couple postings on Reddit, where people were kind of having conversations back and forth, and so just seeing a little bit more of that sort of social proof from other people who are like me in the SaaS and tech industry and sales was, enough to want to have me at least book that first conversation. And, ever since then, it was just no looking back.
Cool. Perfect. And after that, so you eventually joined. My next question is, how was your overall experience with the program, the platform, our software, the coaches, the resume process, the application support, the whole nine yards?
Oh, it was amazing. Hands down, like 10 out of 10, would recommend like anyone who's considering, absolutely go for it. It is 1,000% worth it. Vanessa was my sort of, not onboarding, but she was one of my coaches. She did a bang up job on my resume. Man alive, like I was so impressed. It was night and day difference between the two. And like you guys started applying for jobs for me, and it was like immediate. Like, okay, this really made the difference. And then, we had a couple of meetings with interview coaching, and, that's always super helpful. Um, I don't really feel like I had any sort of, technical hiccups or anything that I, really needed like attention or help with on the platform side of things. But, anytime I did have a question, you guys were always super responsive. And yeah, I mean, the whole experience it was really amazing.
We're glad you had a great experience. Super happy with the results that you got as well. You got plenty of interviews and you ended up getting an offer. So how do you feel about the final result and the offer that you got?
I'm really happy. Super happy, super excited. Was able to get connected with a company in the US who is willing to work with me in my location situation and getting all of that set up. The pay is like, more than twice than what I was making at my Hungarian company. So of course, I'm super excited about that as well. And just getting back into, kind of what I was, really more comfortable with and what I was wanting to work in, which is that, software and technology field. So yeah, couldn't be happier.
Awesome. Super happy for you. That's, honestly, it's a mix of everything, right? So one part is the resume, one part is the application. But something that you did very well is, of course, the prep for the interviews. And even when they felt hesitant about your location, the challenges that could face, you put on your sales hat and you closed them on that, right? So kudos to you, big credits to you. So well done. And you also did very well with the negotiation process. I know you were working with the team to looking at the resources, the course. How did you feel about that as well? Like the resource on the platform, the courses. Did you find that helpful?
Yeah, it's always good to have those kinds of resources available. Having been in the sales and sales world for the past, 10 plus years, it's I've done plenty of interviews, but it's always good to have something to go back to kind of like refresh and to help to better prepare you for. And I feel like, those resources were really very helpful.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's why we built them, right? Like we wanted to give because for us, we know we're not like cheap or anything, right? But that's why we want to make sure every single person that we help has a very, basically a world-class experience. That's why we have the platform, everything in it, the course, the platform, the chat, the interactiveness of it, everything being in real time, because that's what we want you to feel when when you invest into something, you want to see behind like what is the experience and everything, right? So I'm glad you feel that way. So final question to you, Sarah. Would you recommend us to other people that you know?
Oh yeah, I've already sent people your way. So yes.
Awesome. Awesome.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Thank you for taking the time. And again, congrats on your offer.
Thank you.